Welcome back to the channel, everyone. WRX Garage here with one awesome video set up for today. Today and this weekend, I'm finally going through that process that I explained for you guys a couple weeks ago about what parts are going on my car. Today is the install day. So just to recap, if you guys haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link it right here. It explains what each of these parts are, what they do, how they're going to benefit the car, what kind of power I'm going to be expecting. But just a quick recap of that. We're doing a GrimmSpeed Intake, GrimmSpeed electronic boost control solenoid, and then the PRL EGR Deletes and the PRL TGV Deletes. So I'm doing all that today. Hopefully I can get to everything. I gave myself a little bit of extra time. If I need to come back tomorrow and do some of it tomorrow, I could do that. But hopefully everything should be pretty straightforward. On top of that, we did a quick seafoam treatment before I got the car up. It's up on ramps now. And right now I'm doing an oil change, so that's why the oil filter's missing. But so I'm doing a quick fresh oil change before the dyno tune. I'm gonna do a quick plug check to make sure that they all look good. I haven't had really any knock issues or dam drop issues, which would normally be a signifier of bad spark plugs or bad something wrong. But I'm gonna check anyways just to be completely thorough. I'm wearing a tank top because it's like 78 degrees in November here. A little concerning, but oh well, at least it's not at least it's not freezing. So yeah, let me get this oil change finished up, and then once that's done, or while I'm waiting for the oil to drain, I'm going to start pulling off all these stock components. So I'm going to pull off the air boxes, the top intercooler. Don't know if I'm going to be disconnecting the battery. I might, just for safety, but yeah, cool. All right, so the oil change is all set. The Fumoto drain valve down below is really easy to flip on and off, so that makes it easier. One thing I wanted to show you guys really quick. This is the oil that I'm using now. This is the Motul 8100 X Clean Plus. So this is going to be slowly replacing the Motul EFE. Oh, I'm a ghost. There we go. Am I on manual? No, I'm not on manual. Anyways, so this stuff, 5-weight 30. This stuff is going to be replacing Motul's X Clean EFE line. The plus rating means that it's basically SN plus, which is better for DIT engines, turbocharged engines, just like this one. So next time you guys get an oil change, skip the EFE. It's getting replaced by a better product. So, all right, as we're under the car, I figured while I have it up on ramps lifted a little bit, I'm going to just do some of the stuff under here while I'm down here. So I think I might just do the boost controller first, get this stock intake off, get that boost controller going, and then I'll go up to the top part of the engine. So I've already worked on this a little bit. Too lazy to get this tray all the way off, even though it's gonna make my life a lot easier, but I'm too lazy. So other than this ring clamp, there's just one 10mm bolt that holds the stock intake track up in here to the frame of the car. So you just gotta take that off, and then you take this worm clamp off, and then you just pull it out the top.
Pull that hose off of the internal wastegate.
Yep, is it that?
You won't need these vacuum hoses or clamps anymore. You can set those aside.
Oh, ow. Oh, my God. All right. right, there's the, oh, look at my little baby turbo. Hey, little guy. Barely any play at all, it's perfect. There we go. So what I'm going to be doing, guys, is just installing the GrimmSpeed boost controller onto my stock thing. Sorry, I'm kind of spaced out. Basically, just push this down in right there to replace it. Perfect. And then we use the supplied screws. Cool. So we already had these lines installed. So there's the GrimmSpeed boost controller on the top of our turbo inlet. I'm gonna go reattach it. Oh, you've just been staring at the back of my head all this time, haven't you? Wonderful. Okay guys, sorry I haven't been super good at documenting this process because it's just under the car and cramps, but here's the boost controller. It's 3 ports, so 1 is already plumbed, 2 coming under here. I have cob lines because I got this used from a buddy, but so this is port 3, comes under to the turbo nipple right there, and then you have port 2, which is on the back side here where my finger is. It comes up and under to the back side of the turbo where the let's see if I can show you that wastegate connection up right in there. So everything's zip tied, everything's all set for the boost controller. I'm gonna think about really quick about how I'm going to be doing this. So should I do the intake now? Should I do it later? I might put the intake coupler on now and then just do the intake itself later on. So cool, step 1 is done. Quick update. So the intake is in. I'm going to be doing the actual air box or the stealth box last, just so I have a little bit more room to work in here when I go and do the TGV and EGR. So looking at that right now, here is the stock TGV that I'm going to be removing. Just a couple bolts, pretty simple. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the top mount intercooler out. Tumbler generator valve.
You're replacing it?
Quick update, it's been a little hectic. Did the wrong order of operations, so the TGV delete was kind of a pain. I'm just gonna keep you guys on the tripod here, try to give you a quick view what we're working on. So this is all EGR now. I have the pipes out. The TGV deletes are in. So for any of you guys doing this, do your EGR delete first, because when you take the pipe off, it allows you to move the intake manifold a lot better when you put the TGV deletes in. So just keep that in mind. Super important. Yeah, I'm gonna keep plugging away at this, and then I'll show you guys how everything looks without the stock parts in there once everything's done, and let you guys know some tips and tricks and things like that. Okay guys, so it's a very long process, and you know, it's always gonna take a bit longer than you originally expected to, but everything's done. I think I'm going to turn the car on for the first time and go and try to listen for any issues. I did flash the new tune on, and battery voltage looks fine, so let's, fingers crossed here. All right, I'm just listening for boost leaks, listening for vacuum leaks, and then I'm also looking for coolant leaks, because I did mess around with that quite a bit. I don't hear any leaks. I don't hear any leaks at all, so simple, pretty good. We'll see how this goes. Let me give you an update once I get back to my apartment, once I clean all this up, and I'll give you guys my final impressions. I'll give you some driving clips, my first experience on the car. I'm just, for now, letting it warm up. So this is my first drive with all the new mods on, guys. Again, I do have Bren's base tune. Well, it's Chris at Bren Tuning, but so Bren Tuning's base map that they told me to put on there, and I asked, you know, like, is it okay for me to drive around for a couple days with this on? And they said, yeah, it should be as good as an e-tune. So that's basically what it is. They have a lot of experience with a bunch of different Subarus, different setups, different parts and things like that. So I bet they just found a tune they've done in the past and gave me a base map based on somebody that had the exact same kind of mods on their car. Very conservative, not pushing crazy power, obviously. That's what the Pro Tune is for, the Dyno Tune, which is going to be on Monday. But so far, car just feels very smooth, very responsive. In idle, overall, it sounds quieter. Oh, that's a new sound. Just higher in the RPM range, you're just starting to get that GrimmSpeed Intake sound. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. Now, I don't want to go super hard, obviously. Oh, that sounds so good. I see all these videos online of people doing these reactions, right? Where they're like freaking out because they hear the intake sound so much, but oh my gosh, hearing that in person in my own car sounds so good. No feedback knock yet, which is great. Again, I'm gonna be driving pretty conservatively over the next couple days until I get this Pro Tune done. I might get on it a little bit later, just a little bit, maybe to, I don't know, 12 PSI, maybe 15 PSI, something like that. Just to make sure that we don't have any major issues, no check engine lights or anything like that. Really quick note on this base map, even downshift, upshifts, I get some nice pops in between. Similar to what I had on the e-tune before. Overall, the biggest difference that I feel so far is just less hesitation in the car, if that makes sense. It just feels like the delivery from the pedal is just a little more linear. I'll give you guys a much more in-depth review once I get the actual tune done, which is in 2 days from now. Okay guys, so it is the next day, next morning. you know, anytime you're doing an installation, it's going to be a little hectic. You know, sometimes you have a time crunch. Sometimes if you're not working at your own place, you know, you have a time limit that you have to work with, and it's kind of stressful. It's always good to kind of mentally recap a couple days after, to go back in and just double check your work when you're not as, you know, flustered for whatever reason. But so next morning, you guys saw my driving clips. I just want to go over everything that I did with the car again. I didn't really mention. So a couple big pointers. If you guys are doing the TGV and EGR deletes at the same time, do the EGR first. So the EGR pump on the back, the line that connects essentially the exhaust return, it's connecting the block up to the back of the intake manifold. So if you go in to try to replace your TGVs or delete the TGVs or install TGV deletes, and the EGR pipe is still attached, you're not going to be able to pull the manifold up. So that was one of the reasons that I had a really hard time with that. So order of operations, if you just do EGR first, delete that entire system, then you're going to be able to lift up the intake manifold much easier. The other thing I forgot to mention that I did was, but right here, this piece is it's a block off plug for the TGV harness, and I have one on the other side, and then I also have another one for the EGR wiring harness in the back here. And what these do is it makes sure that you, if you switch back to stock, they're not going to be corroded, they're not going to be flopping around, and of course you're going to zip tie these, because some tuners say that if you don't, the stock harnesses will bounce around and actually cause false knock. So I did that here, and then one on the other side as well. And then the other thing I did for harness-wise, wiring, zip ties, I made sure that when I did the zip-tied harness, I zip-tied the harness for the MAF right here, that we had the extension inside the GrimmSpeed stealth box here. I zip-tied that in place so it doesn't bounce around, and I did the same thing with the new harness that goes onto the new boost controller, which is down underneath there. If you guys made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I love how the car feels, and I can't wait. I'm getting it tuned at Bren Tuning tomorrow. So that's going to be another video. Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to wait another week to hear what the results are from that. But that's going to be an awesome video being uploaded next week, or maybe the week after that. Maybe we'll make you guys wait a little bit. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to find out how much power we make, hit that subscribe button, follow us for the next video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.